Hello YouTube, I'm Robert Foley. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am taking a look at a Chrysler 300. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the 300 that I am driving today is courtesy of John Amato Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located in Glendale, Wisconsin. Go check them out. They have a great inventory. They always have something cool. Cool colors. They're really good with cool colors, and they will get you exactly what you're looking for. So if you're in the market for a Chrysler, Dodge, a Jeep, or a Ram, head over to Amato. They will hook you up. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to ask you guys, if you could, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below. Tell me how your day's going. I'm kind of curious. Mine is going pretty well. Driving the Chrysler 300, which is very comfortable, very plush, and oh man, it's comfortable. So the window sticker price on this vehicle is going to be $42,410, and this is the Chrysler 300L Touring all-wheel drive trim level. So pretty top of the line. There's not a whole lot of stuff this one's missing. We do have the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 under the hood. This is not the new Pentastar that's in current gen Grand Cherokees, Rams, or Pacificas. This is actually the older Pentastar, which is still available in 300s, Challengers, and Chargers, as well as Grand Caravans up until 2019 when they stopped making them. But it's still a plenty powerful engine. It does get slightly worse fuel economy, but other than that, they didn't change a whole lot. It makes 292 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, so plenty powerful, has plenty of passing power. So here we have the old 3.6 in all of its glory. 6 quarts of 5W20 for the oil change. There's your oil filter right there. Very standard. It's very nice on these things, as well as the Challengers and Chargers. Cabin air filter is right in here, so that's super easy to change. But yeah, looks good under there. So fuel economy on this powertrain is going to be 21 combined, so you're going to be getting 18 in the city and 27 on the highway, and I'd say that's fairly accurate. I've driven it 60-70 miles so far, and I'm averaging 19.7, and you know, that's with me driving, it's not the EPA. So you know, fuel economy isn't the best, but it's definitely not the worst at all. And the transmission that you're going to be getting in the 3.6 and the 5.7 300 is going to be an 8-speed auto. It is like, you feel it shift, but you really don't feel it shift. And I'm going to try and see if this camera picks up when it's shifting, but you just don't feel a thing. This whole thing is buttery smooth. Alright, so here's this acceleration test I was going to tell you guys about. Like, it's really not bad. It definitely has plenty of power to, you know, get out of someone's way on the highway or anything like that. So in terms of interior features, we're getting, let's just talk about the front here real quick. Let's start over here. So we do have memory seats, and the memory settings that you choose are also going to coincide with mirror adjustments, as well as radio presets, which is super convenient because a lot of cars just do the seats and the mirrors, but actually having your radio presets in there is nice too. Moving down from here, your 2 front windows are fully up and down. The rears are manual up and down. Your mirrors are, you know, power adjustable, and they are heated, and they do have blind spot detection in them. So it'll, you know, show you if you're about to run into someone. on the highway when you're trying to merge. I turned on my heated seat about 10 minutes ago, and my butt is on fire right now. Heated seats work very well, a little maybe too well. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. But now I have to get some gas because I have blown through the gas that was in here. The button for the fuel door, if anyone's wondering, is in the driver's door, in the storage compartment. There's a little button. Click that and the door will pop open. But I'll be right back. I need to get gas. Alright, so I'm in the car with Julia here. First drive in the 2021 Chrysler 300. What are your thoughts, Julia?
It's very nice, very luxury, very classy, kind of ancient in a way.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
and we will get into that, but
I give it probably, off my first thoughts, probably like a 7 out of 10.
yeah, it's pretty good, but there are definitely some things that could be worked out, but, you know, pretty nice. How do you guys like the new camera? I think it looks great, just from my couple little test shots, but let's get back to driving. All right, now I have gas. Let's pick up where I left off. So, moving on over to the right from the window, we do have automatic lights. That's pretty standard nowadays, but you are getting these really super bright and really super expensive bi-xenon HIDs. Forewarn you, if you buy one of these and the headlight goes out, which it will, $250 just for the bulb. Just for the bulb. And, you know, a lot of people don't consider something like that, but maintenance on a car with fancy features like this can get pretty expensive. But you are getting a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so that's super nice, and you can set it in the settings in the head unit. Easy exit, so it'll push your seat back, it'll bring the steering wheel up so you can get in and out without getting your belly in the way of the steering wheel or your knee or anything like that. It makes sure everything's out of the way before you get out of the car. And I don't know if you guys can hear like how quiet it really is in here, but it really is very quiet in here. You've got an acoustic glass windshield, and then the two front windows are acoustic glass as well, so it really reduces a lot of the road noise. And Chrysler was going for, maybe let's not go all the way over the top with, you know, different features and stuff, but let's make it really comfortable, and that they did. This thing is super comfortable. The seat is plushy as can be for 2021. I know we're not going to get any of that, you know, 70s, you have basically just a couch in your car, but this is pretty much as good as it gets for the price range that we're looking at in terms of comfort. This thing is super comfortable. The steering is super light, and it's actually speed sensitive, so as you go faster it'll get tighter, so you're not making such like abrupt changes to your steering while you're driving. But also on the steering wheel, it is heated, accessible through the controls panel in the head unit, which is nice. I wish my car had that. I really, truly wish my car had a heated steering wheel. Both of these front seats are 8-way power adjustable, as well as heated and vented, so that's super nice. Again, something I wish my car had heated and vented, because they both make a gigantic difference in the seasons, and we sure do get a lot of that here in Wisconsin. You are getting automatic rain sensing wipers as well, so you can just leave them on and it'll go once, but it won't come back on until it senses rain again. Just remember to turn those off in the car wash, because like I mentioned, it'll just rip them off. Just speaking from personal experience there. You are also getting a push button start with a proximity key, so you don't really need to interact with the key other than having it on your person, in your pocket, in your purse, in your wallet, if your wallet's weird and gigantic. So it's definitely handy. I missed that on my CR-V, had that, and my Camry does not. And it's genuinely something that you don't really think about, oh, you have to use the key, like that's not that big of a deal, and really it's not, but once you have that feature, it's difficult to go back to having to use the key even just to get inside the car. Moving right along to the right, we do have dual zone climate control, so you can independently control the driver and passenger temperature. I'm always really cold and my girlfriend is always really warm, so we, you know, argue over the temperature in the car all the time. So having dual zone would definitely be nice, and this has it, so super nice, Chrysler. You are also getting the Uconnect 4 system with the 8.4 inch screen. This model that I'm looking at doesn't have nav, but it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is better than the built-in nav, so you don't really need it at all. And the CarPlay experience, like I talked about in my last video on the Challenger, as well as the Gladiator, Uconnect 4 is definitely still an awesome system. Uconnect 5 is definitely better, but Uconnect 4 is, you got a really nice screen, and Chrysler does this with all their cars. The screens aren't like stupid. It feels like an iPhone screen, but it's in your car. It's responsive, it's high quality, you can't see like pixels, so they definitely did a good job there. And you are getting a 6-speaker Alpine system in this. Sounds pretty good. 6 speakers, it's kind of hard to make it sound really good, and I know I've been spoiled with the other cars that I've been reviewing that have like 18 speakers or 19 speakers. But this is still, it sounds really good. It's got plenty of low end, plenty of, you know, the mids and highs are good too. Could use a few more speakers in my opinion. Also, real quick, comment down below, you guys, do you like the new camera setup with, I got the Sony ZV-1 up there, which just looking at the viewfinder right there, it looks excellent. But I also have my GoPro over here recording sort of like a POV driving, which is super cool. I've seen that in other videos and I thought, huh, I could probably do that. That looks cool. So let me know what you guys think down below, and hopefully if you guys enjoy it, I will keep doing it. Let's talk a little bit about some exterior features on the 300. Let me just find a nice parking spot here and we will get right on with it. All right, let's talk about the front of the 300 here. We do have this awesome black grille. This is part of the Sport Performance package or Sport Appearance package. We are getting the SRT fog lamps, which look awesome. They're LED. All the running lights are LEDs, and at night they look spectacular. Like, spectacular. I can't even describe it. Also on the Sport Appearance package, we're getting the blacked out Chrysler wings. And this front bumper is beautiful, especially with this purple color. Oh my goodness, it's awesome. Obviously, we've got Amato down there. Let's move around to the driver's side of the car. And you can see we have these gorgeous 19-inch wheels, same color as the Chrysler emblem, and they're awesome wheels. I love the design of those. Moving right along from that, we have our proximity key system. So if you just hit the button, car locks, pull on the handle, and the doors unlock. Just super convenient. Here in the rear, we also do have the blacked out all-wheel drive Chrysler wings and the 300 logo, and those LED tail lights, which also look pretty awesome. I also want to give a view of the backseat legroom, which, again, kind of a short guy, and this is exactly where I was sitting, and this is the amount of room I have. I'd say 6 inches, so it's not bad. Back here you are getting heated seats on both sides, and press this button, the rear sunshade comes up, and it's power. It's so cool. So backseat experience on this thing, definitely very nice. These seats are really nice. You can pull down the center, and you have 2 cup holders, which are illuminated, nice, and storage compartment. And then down in the middle here, you are getting 2 vents and 2 USB Type A ports. Very nice, Chrysler. I want to do a quick demonstration of the rear sunshade from the front. So, if you go into your Uconnect, you can go down to Controls, Rear Sunshade. Uconnect hasn't changed much in here. You do have a Chrysler theme on it, as opposed to the Dodge themes, but for the most part, your climate controls, pretty standard dual zone. You have your heated vented seats, heated steering wheel, sunshades, and the mirror dimmer in there. Apps, nothing crazy to report in here. But if you go into your settings, you can choose some pretty cool things. So safety and driving assistance, we do have the blind spot alert, hill start assist. So if you're on a hill, it'll keep the brakes on until you hit the gas in order to prevent slipping and stuff like that. You've got power steering options. You can choose between sport, comfort, and normal. I'm gonna choose sport. I wanna see how that feels. We can go into mirrors and wipers. So this is cool. Tilt side mirrors in reverse. So if I click that and we put the car in reverse, you'll see the mirrors go down. So if you're backing into a spot with lines, you can see the lines. And then the minute you put it back in park, they will go back to normal. I think that's pretty cool. Also under seats and comfort, this is where you choose your easy exit seats. So if I demonstrate this, I turn the key off, steering wheel moves up, seat moves back to make it easier to get out, and then when you start it, they come back to normal. Very nice, Chrysler. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of good things to say about the 300, but at the same time, there are some complaints I have. One, the interior quality as a whole. It is very comfortable. Do not get me wrong there. It is super comfortable and quite honestly pleasurable to drive in this seat. But a lot of this stuff is old. It's super old. Like, they haven't updated the interior of this car since they refreshed the body style in 2011. You know, frankly, who knows what Chrysler's gonna do? They have two models, the Pacifica and the 300. They did have the Voyager, but they got rid of that because it wasn't selling well. It's confusing as to what they're gonna do, because this car shares its platform, not the body, but like the frame, if you will, with the Charger and Challenger. So this, the Charger and the Challenger, are all essentially the same car with different bodies and different interiors, but you know, baseline power plants are the same. Either a 3.6 liter old Pentastar or a 5.7 liter Hemi, and then you get into the bigger stuff with the Challengers and the Chargers. But as a whole, they're basically the same car. And those two cars are also 10 years old. So it's honestly confusing as to what they're gonna do, because they might refresh all three of them and try and bring some life back into the 300, but at the same time, they might axe the 300 and, you know, just update those other two cars, because let's be real here, these don't sell nearly as well as Chargers and Challengers, which is a shame, because this is a nice car, and I think it's sort of their own fault that it doesn't sell well. You know, this interior literally is straight out of like 2010, 2011, 2012. It's hard plastic, things creak, and you know, it might be me being nitpicky here, but you know, interior styling has come a long way in the past 10 years. I think we can all agree on that. And other manufacturers have really kept up with the styling changes, while others haven't. So in terms of like drivability, comfort, this thing gets, you know, excellent score, because it is very, very comfortable. It's very smooth. It's very quiet in here, and you do have, you know, the heated and leather and all that kind of stuff to make it comfortable. The exterior styling is awesome. I think they've done a good job at it. Looks modern, but the interior just doesn't feel that way to me at all. I'd call it okay at best. You know, if how your interior looks isn't important to you, then I think this is an excellent car. Truly, it's so comfortable. It's spacious. It's a bit of a boat, but I mean, I think that's what's great about it. You've got a big plush, you know, luxury car for not that much money. You're not paying European car prices for this thing. And honestly, the 3.6 liter engine is a really good engine. It's got some known problems, the oil cooler problem. Literally every single one of them is affected by it, so don't, not get the 3.6 because of it. Alright, so let's finally get into some scoring. In terms of styling, I think the outside looks awesome. It reminds me of Breaking Bad, if you guys have ever watched it, where Walt gets, his 300 and Junior gets his Challenger. I think that's such a cool scene. But Walter White got the SRT-8 300, which was so cool, and they still make it in other countries, but not in America, where everyone wants a V8. So I don't get what you're doing there, Chrysler. I think you could definitely sell that kind of well, because luxury, but like you got like a 6.4 under the hood, that'd be awesome. But anyway, I think this thing looks awesome. I love the way it looks at night. I think this color's great. I think the body lines are cool. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for styling, because, well, as I just mentioned, the interior styling quality is just sort of not there. But overall, a good score. I think the exterior definitely makes up for the lacking interior. Performance. I have no complaints about the power plant in this thing. I think it's honestly perfect for what it is. It's not supposed to be a sports car, and you have plenty of passing power. You have plenty of you got plenty of power. There's no complaints. Could it be faster? Yes, everything could be faster, but that's not the appeal to this thing. So I think it's totally adequate. Cool factor. It's a bit of an old man's car, frankly, but it is very comfortable. I think if they still made if this had a V8, I think the cool factor, score would go up significantly. But we've only got the V6. I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. No one looks at a Chrysler 300 and is like, whoa, that's cool. But that's not really important. So 4 out of 10. Value. 40 grand. You can get a lot of different cars for 40 grand. This is very comfortable, and I think a lot of cars do a lot of things well. I think the thing that this car in particular does the best is comfort. And $40,000, you can get a C-Class Mercedes, you get a 3 Series BMW, Audi A4, very entry-level luxury cars. And I think with this, you definitely are getting more features than those cars would have. I know that car, has a logo on it that makes it worth so much more. But I think you're getting like a pretty good value with these things. You've got an engine and transmission that are honestly really good. You're getting comfort and all these different features, and it's not breaking the bank in the same way that a BMW with similar features or a Mercedes with similar features would break the bank, if that makes sense. So for value, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and I think that's pretty fair. And finally, we're going to talk about practicality. I think this is a super practical car. You've got a gigantic trunk, you've got really decent legroom in the back, spacious cabin up front, and I mean, I'd say and it's got all-wheel drive in a sedan, so super practical. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It hits all the right marks in terms of practicality. This is a large sedan, and you could comfortably fit some pretty large people in it, no problems. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new filming setup. Let me know what you guys think about the 300. I'm genuinely curious, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Share it with your friends. Get my channel out there so we can keep making videos like this one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.